Excuse me? Excuse me, sir. How do I get to King Street?
Oh, dude, I love this stuff. I'm listening to the Stix.
Welcome to the Stix episode 3. Of course, I am Drew.
And I'm Aiden.
Woo! All right, we're going to start it here with our favorite teams from the past week. All right, first here, we have State. Oh, hold on. Hold up. I don't know where 24 came from because State did not win this game. I apologize, folks. That should say 10 on NC State's part. The final score is 10-13.
Yeah.
Aiden, I didn't watch this game. I did watch it, but not a lot. So you want to start talking a little bit?
I mean, I really didn't watch it all that much either. I was just getting updates. Brennan Armstrong sucks. Like he's horrible. How do you go an entire game and only put up 112 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 picks? Like that's just abysmal. That's just abysmal.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
We're starting MJ Morris next week for a reason. Obviously, you see right here. And then Terrell Timmons putting up numbers, 74 yards, 3 catches. I don't know. How good can you do with 13 completions? Peyton Wilson. What a game. 10 tackles. There are 10 total tackles. 6 solo, 2 sacks, 2 TFLs. That's a stat line right there. And then you also had one pass breakup and 1 fumble recovery. Really good game from Peyton Wilson. Louisville is good. And honestly, I figured Jack Plummer would put up more, but NC State has a good defense, which is the only reason they put up 13. So yeah, I mean, we really limited. What I think we limited them to, a respectable amount of yards. So, yeah.
I agree. Moving on here, we got Charlotte and SMU. If you watched the show last week, you would know that both Aiden and I knew that Charlotte was going to lose this game. Charlotte's just a bad team. Trexler Ivy. Actually, I found out, I didn't know this. He actually went to Wakefield High School in Wake Forest. Or the area. I had no clue. I looked that up when I saw him playing for Charlotte. So, yeah. 10 king completion, 7 for 17, 107 with a touchdown and a pick. Not the greatest. Now, my boy Jack Estera over there, he did have 7 catches for 81 yards and a tutty. That's pretty nice. But I was surprised. To be honest, I didn't watch this game. I think I made this clear. I don't watch Charlotte games. But Preston Stone had 135 yards only, and they scored 34 points.
Look at that running back.
I know. The running back, the running back ran for more yards than the quarterback passed for. So Jalen Knighton, actually, I don't know if you remember him, but he was a running back at Miami last year. He played pretty good against he played pretty good against UNC last year, but Jalen Knighton tearing up the American a year after tearing up the ACC.
Yeah, an outcome we both expected. So, okay, I watched this game, and let me tell you, don't let the numbers fool you. We did not look great against this UL Monroe team. Final score of 41-40. We hit a game-winning field goal against UL Monroe. I turned on the game and it looked like I was in a high school stadium. Joey Aguilar, 335 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's good, but he had 2 interceptions. Kidding me? Nate Noel, nation's leading rushing yards per game. 109 yards on 18 carries. I'm pretty sure he is.
We'll have to fact check you later.
Maybe. And then Christian Horn, 6 receptions, 124 yards, 2 touchdowns. Good game from him. UL Monroe, Jaya Wright, going into this game, he had like 160 passing yards.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 4 games into the season, 160 passing yards. Anyways, he balled out against us. It was honestly really embarrassing. 260 yards, 4 touchdowns. Like, honestly, he balled out. Got to give credit where credit's due, and to add on 74 rushing yards. Yeah, I mean, honestly, they
And a
played
cool
way better
name.
than us. They played way better than us, but we just happened to be the better team.
I find it interesting that Nate Noel only got 18 carries in the game. I feel like for as good as he's been the previous games, he should get more than 18 carries in a game.
I agree.
But App State gets a important Sun Belt game.
It is
They
undefeated
win.
conference.
Now they're coming into a bye week, hoping to come out strong.
All right, big game results. Start us off, Drew.
All right, so this is our Friday night game. Personally, the one that I watched on Friday night. DJ Uyangalele.
There you
Got
go.
it. Yeah. 14-25, 204 yards, a tutty, and a pick. Honestly, when I was watching this game, Utah had the ball a lot, not really Oregon State, because Utah was really, I mean, both teams didn't really have the greatest offense. If we're being honest, as the yards show here, not a lot of offense in the game. But who knows what would have happened if Cam Rising was playing, the quarterback coacher there at the bottom right. Who knows if he was playing, what the outcome would be. But nonetheless, both defenses look pretty good, and Oregon State comes out with a scrappy win.
And I'd like to point something out. I predicted this game right.
He did.
And guess who didn't?
Yeah.
All right, next game. Texas versus Kansas. We all knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
I think Drew said that he thought it was going to be closer. Actually, no, you didn't say that. That was a different game.
It was
Anyways.
closer for like the first half of the first half.
Yeah, so Quinn Ewers continues to show why he's on our Heisman list. I mean, 1 touchdown's not that crazy, but 325, 25 or 35, that's pretty good. Jonathan Brooks, are you kidding me? 21 carries, 218 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a crazy stat line. Kansas with a really, really sad offensive performance as I'm looking at these numbers right here.
Yeah. I mean, he has a cool last name, Jason Bean does, but not a cool performance. Their leading receiver had 1 catch. So I mean, you gotta put better than that. They didn't have Jalen Daniels. Not to be mistaken with Jaden Daniels of LSU. But I don't think that would have changed the outcome of the game, to be honest.
Yeah.
So Texas gets a big win at home.
Yep. Next game, Ole Miss LSU. What a game!
It was really good.
What a game! So I went with LSU, and Drew went with Ole Miss. Drew wins this one. I got the last one. Whatever. Jackson Dart with a crazy game, almost 400 total yards and 5 total touchdowns. Crazy game.
Crazy.
Quinshawn Judkins. I think I did that right.
I love that name. Yeah, you did.
33 carries is a lot of work for a running back, but he produced 177 yards and a touchdown. And then Trey Harris, 8 catches, 150 yards, a touchdown. A crazy offensive game for Ole Miss. And, I mean, again, for LSU, Jaden Daniels, I mean, just look at the numbers. That's, like, crazy.
Not a lot of turnovers.
Dude, not a lot of turnovers in this game. A lot of scoring. No. It was a shootout. Logan Diggs, 100 carries, or 100 yards, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, he's putting up numbers too. Would love to have him in fantasy. Ryan Thomas Jr., 120 yards, 3 touchdowns as a receiver is crazy. I don't remember the last time a receiver put up that many since Justin Jefferson. Thoughts, Drew?
I just think it was a heck of a game. A lot of offense, and I'm excited to see what both teams do with this win and loss, respectively.
Yeah, One thing I do want to touch on, Jaden Daniels needs to learn how to slide. I swear he gets lit up
Oh my
every week.
lord.
That
I
was
would
crazy. He was
I would
airborne.
show I would show that clip, but I might get taken down. Holy moly, he got destroyed.
All right,
Oh
what's
my
next?
lord.
Oh my God, what a
USC
game. Another
Colorado.
great game. Speak on it,
It
Drew.
shouldn't have been a great game, if we're being honest. USC should have handled them. They let them get back in the game a little bit there at the end. But Caleb Williams doing what Caleb Williams does, only had 10 incompletions for 403 yards and 6
And
tutties.
6 touchdowns.
He had the one pick, but that's his only pick up through 5 games. So I mean, he has 21 of them things, 21 tutties, only one pick.
He's allowed to
Crazy.
make a mistake here and there with those numbers.
Yeah, Marshawn Lloyd, 13 carries for 84 yards, and a big chunk of those 84 yards was that, I don't know if you saw the touchdown he had where he reversed field. I don't know if you saw it.
I don't think I did.
He got stuck up going left, and he ran all the way right and tiptoed on the sideline for a tutty. It was crazy. I mean, he went like 40, 50 yards on the sideline.
Yeah.
Brennan Rice, son of Jerry Rice, gets 2 tutties in this game. I mean, I saw
Good
the
performance
matchups
from
on
him.
Instagram. Everyone on Instagram was like, what legacy is going to do better, Shiloh or Brendan? I think Brendan got him. I don't know if I couldn't tell you if they matched up at all, but if they did, Brendan got him.
Was
Over
it
on the
Shiloh that got
Colorado
the
side,
interception, though?
I don't know.
Here, I can look it up real quick.
Wow, he does. Shadur Sanders, 30 for 45 for 371, 5 tutties and only 1 pick. He looked, I mean, classic game. We knew he was a good quarterback, so not surprising. Anthony Hankerson had 16 carries for 74 yards and a tutty, and a Marion Miller. I mean, Colorado is just getting these freshmen who just come up and have game. So you never know. Maybe Joe Schmo is gonna have a nice game next week. Did Shaw get the pick?
Joe Schmo. No, it was not him.
It was not him. All right.
Brennan Rice
Moving
wins the
on.
legacy.
Game
College
of the
game
week
day.
or college game day. It delivered. Dan Harmon, not the craziest game. Didn't have a touchdown. He also didn't have a pick. Audra Estime, 18 carries for 81 yards and 2 tutties. He had that put away touchdown there at the end. And Mitchell Evans. Tell me who in the world knew who Mitchell Evans was before this game. You can't. Comes in, plays the Michael Mayer role. 6 receptions, 134 yards. Over on Duke's side, Riley Leonard, we knew he wasn't a great pass. I mean, it wasn't an insane pass.
Hold on. I want to talk about this. If we rewind to last week, what were you saying about Riley Leonard?
I said he was a good quarterback, and I still stand by that.
12 for 27?
He's a good dual threat. Sam Hartman went 15 for 30 for 222, and we hit him on Heisman 2 weeks ago. So I'm real there, buddy.
12 for 27?
It's the same amount of incompletions. The same amount of incompletions that Sam Hartman had. Anyway, I was wrong. Duke stalled in the end. That's not my fault. Riley Leonard got hurt. That sucks for Duke.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does. Hopefully, that ain't too serious and he can come back. Jordan Moore, 4 rushes for 67 yards and a tutty. That's a lie. It was receiving. I'm double wrong. 4 catches for 67 yards and a tutty. I think he got a bulk of that rather than a passing.
Yeah. All right. This is
Heisman
Drew's
top
Heisman
5.
top 5. This is Drew's Heisman top 5.
I think
Aiden
week 1.
Might be surprised. I did week 2.
I think Aiden might be surprised here.
All right.
Number 5. Number 5, we got Cam Ward. He moves down 1 slot. He didn't play. He didn't play this week, so I mean, it's not his fault. That's all I really got to say on Cam Ward there.
Same thing as last week. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, was Cam Ward there?
Number 4, Quinn Ewers. Now he had a crazy game versus Kansas, and I'm noticing now I forgot to put his touchdowns.
Texas
Shows
is
how
also
tired
5-0.
shows how tired I was today. Are they? Shows how tired I was today, folks. Cut me some slack. Anyway,
All right,
but he's
number
the number 3 team
number
country.
3.
Number 3, Michael Penix. I know.
No, I like
almost
that.
almost 2,000 yards and 16 tutties, 2 picks. They barely pulled one out against Arizona. So I mean, I saw some people who have him at 1, but I have him at 2.
2,000
Speaking of
yards is
2,
crazy though.
Bo Nix. Bo Nix is leading a amazing Oregon team. And though the stats might not be as good as Michael Penix, I think Bo Nix is that guy. I think that people are going to be talking about him for Heisman, and I think he might win it. Depends on how Oregon plays.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of think Michael Penix Jr. should still be 2, just looking off numbers. But it's not my list, it's Drew's. All right,
Yeah,
number 1, we already know.
Caleb Williams.
We already know.
I mean, looking at with the Heisman, that means not much to be said there. Three straight weeks he's been number 1 on the Heisman list. Not much to say.
And 20 that touchdown to interception ratio is insane.
Yeah, it really is.
Anyways, moving on. Big games
this week. Number 20 Kentucky going to number 1 Georgia. Now, if you were asking me, I'm looking right at you, Dakota. Number 1 for Georgia is crazy. If you watched the South Carolina game or the Auburn game, they're not good. They're not worth number 1. Maybe number 5. They're just not. They're not it. Quite frankly, I don't think Kentucky is it either. They had a really good running game last week against Florida, but I could have told you Florida isn't that good. And I'm sorry to say it, Aiden. Devin Leary looks garbage. Not garbage.
He doesn't look garbage.
But he's not playing to the best of his ability.
No, he's not. I've seen way better quarterback performance at NC State.
So Georgia will win this game. They will. I do believe. But I'm still not sold on number 1 Georgia. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sold on
Neither am I. I mean,
I assume you go the same,
they
Aiden?
barely beat. I mean, I don't know, honestly. I think Georgia's on upset watch this week.
All
Georgia barely beat unranked Auburn. I mean, not saying Auburn's bad, but they Georgia being the number 1 seed should kill everyone.
I mean, you have Brock Bowers. It's a one-man game.
Yeah, and Michigan being number 2, they destroyed Rutgers. Was it Rutgers or was it Nebraska?
It was Nebraska. They had destroyed Rutgers the week before.
Okay, yeah, they destroyed Nebraska 45-7. I would have figured Michigan would have popped up to number 1.
Yeah.
And Texas beating a ranked opponent, like killing them. I figured Georgia would have dropped to at least 3.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever.
All right, next game.
Georgia wins.
Oh wow,
we got number 20. We got number 23 LSU going to number 21 Missouri. Now, this is a lot. I think this is gonna be a lot closer of a game than people might think. Drew Cook from Missouri going against Jaden Daniels of LSU. This is a really hard game to pick, just like the Ole Miss game last week. But I'm gonna go with LSU. I don't know if Missouri has had a crazy win this year. They beat Kansas State. They beat Kansas State. But that was a close game. So I think LSU is gonna pull this one out. LSU is a top 20 football team. I think that they are within 20 to 15 range. I think Missouri is that 25 to 21 range. I think this is the ceiling for Missouri. I think they drop out after this week with a loss to LSU.
So I'm looking at Missouri's schedule so far, and the only team they've really blown out is South Dakota. And other than that, they beat Middle Tennessee by 4. They beat K-State by 3, Memphis by 7, and they beat Vanderbilt, who's, not good, by 17 last week. So, they don't really have any big wins. And even when they play bad teams, they don't win big. I think they just happen to be winning. You know what I mean? I'm going to go LSU. Jaden Daniels looks really good. I watched the LSU game. It was really fun. I'm going LSU. Oh my God, what a game.
12, Oklahoma. This is college game day, by the way, folks. Number 12, Oklahoma traveling to Texas. Now, this Oklahoma team is a top 10 team. They're getting disrespected. I will be honest. They are being disrespected. They are really good, and I think they deserve to be top 10. But the AP hasn't them at number 12. Nonetheless, I still think Texas is probably the number 1 team in the country, in my humble opinion. So I'm going to go Texas. They have the home field advantage. They have Donnie Mitchell and Xavier Worthy, who I like as receivers. And, of course, they have Quinn Ewers. So, I think that Texas – I'm not saying it's going to blow out. I'm by no means – so I say it's going to be a blowout. But I do think it'll be a 10-point possible win for Texas here. So that's my prediction.
Yeah, I think Texas is a top 2 team in the nation. I know they're ranked 3, and going to top 2 isn't that big of a jump, but I think they're a top 2 team in the nation. So I'm going Texas. So our favorite teams going into this week.
So we got Syracuse traveling to Carolina. Number 15 Carolina, that is. And this is going to be a good game. Knowing Carolina and how they like to make it close every week, I think this will be a good game. A good test for Carolina because they haven't really had a – I guess you could say South Carolina was a decent win, and maybe Minnesota.
And App State.
This is our first real game, I think. Real test. Garrett Schrader, we're not really good with mobile quarterbacks. So we're gonna see how this works out. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not being biased. I think Carolina wins this game by 7. I'm gonna go with the final score of 40-33. That's my final prediction.
Dang. Yeah. Garrett Schrader didn't look too hot last week against Clemson, so
but it's
I don't know if it.
Keep this in mind.
I know. I've seen what Garrett Schrader can do. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it short. I'm going Carolina. It's not gonna be a blowout, but I'm going Carolina. Marshall versus NC State. We got MJ Morris playing this week. Praise the Lord. But I do know NC State is on major upset watch this week against Marshall. And Marshall's undefeated. I need NC State to win this game, strictly for Sun Belt Conference play. Do I think NC State will win? I don't know. Our offenses looked actually atrocious this entire year, but our defense is our strong suit, and I don't think Sun Belt Conference teams can compete with NC State defense. So I'm going NC State.
I agree. I'm going NC State at home. MJ Morris, the better quarterback, best quarterback on roster. I think State wins this one in a close one. And I will say, I know that was a short segment there, but App ECU, and Charlotte are all on bye this week. So, anyway, we're going into the NFL Power Rankings. This is also something Aiden has not seen either. Aiden has not seen this. So, starting at number 10.
All right.
The Chargers. I have the Chargers at 10. I think they're a top 10 team. With the loss of Mike Williams, it kind of slides them down a bit. I had them probably in the 7-8 range. But they fall down with Mike Williams getting hurt. And they're going to a bye this week. So they're hoping to get better.
Yeah.
For the week prior in the future.
I like this spot for the Chargers. I mean, they're good. They put up numbers, but I mean, it's really their defense that needs to step up. And guess what? They did. Khalil Mack with 6. Khalil Mack with 6 sacks. Are you kidding me?
Oh my Lord!
Get this man on oxygen. Oh my God.
We were back to prime Khalil.
All right, number 9.
Number 9. The Seattle Seahawks. I know it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm sure, but it depends on if Geno Smith or Drew Lock is playing. I don't know if Geno's going to be fully healthy, but they're a good team. Jamal Adams, I really hated for him. He was on the field. I mean, he pulled an Aaron Rodgers. He was on the field for like a couple plays before he came out. So we hope it's not serious. And I really want to see the Seahawks do good because, I mean, this is the team that made the playoffs last year. And they didn't lose anybody. They gained Devon Witherspoon, who had a pick 6 and is just clamped. I mean, he's crazy. One could say, actually, I will say, best rookie corner in the draft.
Oh my God.
Never know. You never
oh my
know.
God. Christian Gonzalez bodies him. Shame he got hurt. Number 8.
The Lions. The Detroit Lions. They haven't played a crazy team besides the Chiefs this year. I believe their one loss was to the Seahawks. I guess number 9 team. So I want to see more out of the Lions, but I think so far they're proving themselves, and they have an easy they have an easy one this week. So they're only gonna go up from here.
Okay.
Psych! I lied. Bryce Young gonna beat him. Bryce Young is gonna come from this week. No, I'm just kidding, guys.
Yeah, that's not happening. The Panthers suck. Number 7.
Number 7, the Baltimore Ravens. It's so hit or miss with the Ravens. They play really good or they play really bad. I mean, it's really hard to tell. So 7's a good spot for them because it's kind of the median with the top 10 because they are a top 10 team. It's not so. I mean, I think it's a good spot for them, and we'll see what they do in their next game.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Lamar played really good
but they played the Browns without Deshaun Watson. So
okay, but the Browns are also they have a good defense, and Lamar was able to just piece them up.
Fair.
All right, number 6.
Number 6, the Miami Dolphins. I understand that we might have had them a little. I mean, they scored 7 against the Broncos, so we were missing a little bit. But they got humbled. They got humbled by the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
And I think that they didn't look very good at all. But they'll bounce back. I'm sure they will. We're gonna see what they do these next couple of games to bounce back. So I think it can only go up from here. Number 5, the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, I see you're a bit surprised there, but I honestly 5 to me was pretty high for the Chiefs. They don't look very good. They barely beat the Jets. Granted, Zach Wilson did look better. And the Lions are a top 10 team, but they lost to them. Who else did they play? The Bears, and the Bears. You would expect that win to happen. But the Jaguars, who have not looked crazy, they played horrible against them and barely pulled one out. So I'm not really sold on the Chiefs quite yet. So I think 5 is where I'm going to put them for right now.
Yeah, this is a respectable spot for him.
Boys, the Cowboys, they earned themselves back up the rankings this week. They destroyed Aiden's New England Patriots. Absolutely destroyed. It was never close. Their defense is
It was 3-3. It
their
was three
defense
to
is
three.
legit. It was 3-3, and then it was 38-3, and I mean it was
It
never
was also
close.
it was also 28-3, and I got a little excited, but
They did get excited, but it was never close. And I expected a Cowboys win this week, but I didn't expect a Cowboys win this week.
yeah.
The Cowboys back in the win column. I think that they took their loss on the chin against the Cardinals, and they only improved. The defense is probably back. We'll see. They play the Niners this week, so I'm really excited for that matchup.
Yeah. All right, number 3.
3, the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I'm sure you're sitting there and thinking, why do I have an undefeated team, one of the two at the 3 slot? But much like the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm not all that impressed with the Eagles. They've played the Patriots. They've played the Commanders. They've played who else did they play? They didn't play the Giants. They played the Buccaneers. And then I forget what
Besides the point.
besides the point, they have not looked that good against every team that they've played. And so I'm not. It was the Vikings, by the way. That's that 4th team.
Yeah.
I'm not completely sold on the ability is there, the talent is there, but they just don't. They need to put it all together and get back in Super Bowl form. Right now, they're scraping out wins against a rookie quarterback. He's not rookie, but Sam Howell's a new quarterback. So, I mean, they're barely eking out wins, and I want to see more out of them.
All right, number 2.
The Buffalo Bills. Shout out Mama Palmer. We're talking about her Bills again. They looked amazing. They looked amazing. And I think that it's only up from there. Josh Allen probably had his best game of his career. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do in the future. They have a pretty good matchup this week. So I'm really excited to see what they do. And you never know, they might, depending on what happens to the Cowboys Niners this week, they might move up to 1.
Yeah.
So we'll see here.
Unfortunately, though, Tre'Davious White did tear his Achilles, and he's out for the season.
That sucks. He can't stay healthy. I hate it for him.
Yeah, injuries are killing the league this year.
They really are. All right, so number 1, the San Francisco 49ers. To no one's surprise, they are one of 2 undefeated teams. They looked amazing. Amazing's a stretch. They look amazing versus the Cardinals. The Christian McCaffrey 4 tutties. I mean, I wish I never traded them. Nah, whatever. 49ers stay number 1 for I think the 3rd straight in a row. 3rd week straight. Yeah. 3rd week straight. Much like Caleb Williams to the Heisman, until something major happens, nothing's gonna change.
The best version of Christian McCaffrey was on the Panthers, though.
You know.
All right.
We're gonna move right into here last week's games, or 3 of them at least. Just some games I wanted to quickly point out. Commanders barely beat the Eagles. Commanders barely lose to the Eagles in overtime. I mean, it was a close game throughout. Yeah, you expect the Eagles to beat them by more than they did, but the Commanders look like a promising team. Not promising for the future. I mean, I wish they would get the ball to Jahan Dotson more for fantasy reasons.
He got the game-tying touchdown.
He did. It still didn't get more points than I'm feeling. Irregardless, Eagles get that win. Chiefs Jets. Honestly, I thought that the Chiefs would destroy the Jets. But Dak Wilson looks like a pretty good quarterback.
Huh.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying they might be a promising team this year. Maybe you never.
Absolutely.
They might make the playoffs. You never know. They are 1-3, but close to a close game with the Chiefs. You never know.
We're not
Speaking of
gonna
bad,
we're not
speaking of
gonna
bad
stretch it
teams.
here. The Jets are not making the playoffs.
All right. Speaking
No.
of bad teams, here's two bad teams. But the Bears looked good for a half. They had fans on their toes cheering. Justin Fields had 4 touchdowns, 1 incompletion, and then the second half happened. The Broncos score. I guess it was 21-7. So
28-7.
28-7. That's what I meant. So they score a lot of unanswered points, and the Bears just blow a dud in the second half. I mean, they threw up a duck in the second half, no points. So the Broncos storm back, win that
The
game.
Bears just close.
They cannot close. Moving on to the upcoming week, just 3 key games I want to point out here. We have Chiefs Vikings start. The Chiefs 3-1, Vikings 1-3. Honestly, the Vikings are better than 1-3, but based on what I saw last week, maybe they're a 2-2 team. I don't know. They did not look insane, but they look like based on how the Chiefs are playing. I think that it might be a sneaky good game of the week.
Yeah.
If I had to make a prediction, I'm probably going to go Chiefs in a close shootout.
Yeah.
So I think I don't think they cover the spread though. So they spread at -5. I don't think they cover.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good game. The Vikings, finally got a win against the Panthers, which is the other team. Anyways, Kirk Cousins still, I believe, leads the league in passing yards, passing touchdowns.
Yeah.
And Justin Jefferson finally gets on the board last week. But
these are 8 string corners.
I think the Chiefs still get it done.
Niners Cowboys Sunday Night Football. I'm really excited for this one.
I'm scared.
I am so excited. We might finally get. Actually, last week was pretty good. So we'll get a good matchup that I'm looking forward to in Sunday Night Football. Put it that way. This is gonna be a power ranking shaker right here. This one is gonna shake up the power rankings a little bit, as all these games might. But the Niners are at home; they have home field advantage. I don't know. I think it's really close. I'm excited to see how the defense looks for Dallas. I'm not starting them in fantasy, even though they are the #1 defense in the league. I'm not gonna bet against Christian McCaffrey, something I'll never do. So I'm going Niners in this one. I'm going Niners. I'm saying the Cowboys go 0-2 in the NFC West so far, and I'm gonna take the spread 3.5. I think they can cover.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Niners too. The Cowboys looked amazing last week against my Patriots, but the Niners, we talked about this last week and probably the week before. They just have way too many weapons, everywhere, literally everywhere on the field. And one thing I will say is if you're making a parlay, stay away from this game unless you want to get ballsy. I know next game, Jaguars Bills. You were saying that one's a power ranking shaker. I think this one can be.
Yeah.
I think if the Jaguars can pull it off like they did last year or the year before, I think the Jaguars could rise in the top 10. Again, next week we'll buy power rankings, so I'll be the judge of that. But I think the Bills get it done. They looked way too good last week to not get it done against the Jaguars.
Keep in mind, this game's in London again. The Jaguars don't leave. The Jaguars do not leave London. They can just practice in Wembley Stadium, I guess. How crazy is that? They get scheduled 2 weeks in a row in London.
The Jaguars are from London.
Crazy. I wonder how many fans are gonna wake up and watch Bills Jaguars because I personally I didn't. I woke up to watch Falcons Jaguars and that was a lot. But I like these London games because it leads into 1 o'clock pretty smoothly.
Yeah. What's your pick here?
Oh, Bills. I'm going Bills.
All right.
Talking about some
Breaking
NBA.
news. NBA. We're talking about basketball. Yeah.
Whoa. You'll see a lot more of this coming up in this next coming
NBA
week. We're
Media Day
introducing.
just happened.
Yup.
On top of that, what a crazy weekend in the
Trades.
NBA.
And trades happened.
We're
Dame
starting
to
out
the
with
Bucks.
Dame to the Bucks. I saw a really funny meme. So they're nicknaming this duo Freak Time.
Oh, gosh.
I went straight to the comments and it said Freak Time in Cream City. If you guys don't know, Milwaukee's nickname is Cream City. Yeah, we're gonna ignore that. I think I think this is a crazy duo. Pair that with Brooke Lopez, Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
I'm scared of the Bucks. Typically, I'm not that scared of the Bucks because it's really just stopping Giannis. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we
But
would have
now you have a creator.
Rob Williams to stick on him, but
We'll get to that later.
that doesn't happen. Yeah, I'm terrified of the Milwaukee Bucks. Granted, they're not as deep as they were because they gave up a
No.
lot to get Damian Lillard.
Watch
They
out
gave
for Marjon Beauchamp and Pat Connaughton.
I mean, that's about it though.
Pretty much.
And Pat Connaughton will probably be starting
Probably. Nah. We'll
at the
see.
shooting guard.
We'll
Anyway.
see. We'll see.
Yeah, the Bucks are not a very deep team.
Speaking of not the teams that made trades, we're going here to the Suns trade DeAndre Ayton to the Blazers. We on this is happening. DeAndre Ayton did not want to play for the Suns. That was pretty darn obvious. He made it pretty simple when he wanted to sign with the Pacers a year ago, and when he blatantly said he did not want to play for the Suns. So he gets traded. No one's surprised. We get back Nurkic. By the way, in case you didn't know, this trade was it was a 3-teamer. It was a part of the Dame trade. So we send DeAndre Ayton and our second round pick, Tarmani Camardia, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, to the Blazers. In exchange, we get Yusuf Nurkic. We also get Grayson Allen from the Bucks. And if you know me, you know I'm a Carolina fan. If you know about anything with Carolina and Duke, you know that I don't like Grayson Allen. Neither does Aiden.
I don't think
We don't
anyone
like
likes
Grayson Allen.
I
I don't even think Duke fans like Grayson Allen.
No.
But at the end of the day, he's a decent NBA player. And we did get Nasir Little, who's a Carolina player. So we're gonna see how that works out. I think the Suns get better with Yusuf Nurkic as well. We get more depth, I guess. So I'm excited to see the team this year. It was definitely a trade that needed to happen.
Yeah. Also, Drew Holiday was sent to the Blazers, but
he was sent to the Blazers, but instead he got sent to the Celtics.
The Boston Celtics. Yeah,
it's like they never lost.
We hopped right on this Drew Holiday and Portland situation. All right.
Mm-hmm.
We were
the shipping
spot.
Yeah.
As a Celtics fan, I mean, I don't know if you could have guessed. I'm a Patriots fan, Celtics fan, Red Sox fan, the whole Boston type deal.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday is exactly what this team needed. He's an all-star guard. I mean, he basically is just a better Marcus Smart. I love Marcus Smart, but he is a better Marcus Smart.
Yeah. And more offensive Marcus Smart.
Yeah, granted, we did lose in this past offseason. We lost Grant Williams, which is not huge, but we also lost my beloved Time Lord and Robert Williams III. And
in this trade,
lost
Brogdon,
as well as 2 picks, but one of them was a Warriors pick, so who cares?
Yeah, what does it matter?
Yeah, I think
Rob Williams barely was on the court anyway, so yeah. I mean, he was barely able to play, so we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, I think Brad Stevens this year, he's going in for a championship, and that's it. If we don't win a championship this year, he failed. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
saying that he's a bad GM because he's a great GM and he was a great head coach, but I think he was just going straight for I think this year is a ring or bust season.
I agree.
Granted, we just gave, not just gave, but Jaylen Brown is now the highest paid player in NBA history.
More than his teammate who's better in Jason Tatum.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I guess so. Anyways, I think
money is money.
Truly, I think the Celtics are the team to beat in the East. I think they are the number one team in the East. Everyone's saying it's
bias.
It's not bias. I think we are I think we have a better starting lineup. We have a deeper roster than
Is Luke Cornett as your bench big a deep roster?
Yeah, Luke Cornett's a 7-footer, so but we have how I believe the starting lineup should be set. We will have Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser all off the bench, and Jordan Walsh all off the bench. Whereas the Bucks,
Walsh.
Who do the Bucks have off the bench? Marjon Beauchamp,
Pat Connaughton, and Marjon Beauchamp.
I think Pat Connaughton will be in the starting lineup.
So Marjon Beauchamp. Look out though. We'll see. I'm excited. I'm excited to see the East this year. Usually for the past while, and it probably still will be pretty prevalent, but not as the West. The West used to be the dominating conference. They used to be the way better conference, but the East is getting a lot better. So We'll see. They dominated last year. We'll see what they do this year. The West does have the Nuggets.
I will say I saw this on social media and I thought it was really funny. Did you see what Joel Embiid said? He said,
"Yes,
I think they may have surpassed us."
I mean,
like we weren't better than the Sixers in the first place. I mean, the Celtics and the Bucks weren't better than the Sixers in the first place.
I mean, the Sixers have a whining all-star in James Harden
and Joel Embiid.
That's fair, but at least Joel Embiid is going to media day.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. Next up,
we're gonna go. Keep in mind, y'all, we are major casuals. We know a little bit about the MLB, but we're just gonna give you our postseason predictions, and this will be the only time you see MLB out of us.
This is our casual MLB playoff predictor.
We might follow up on it, but we're gonna do this real quick here, just to wrap up today's episode.
All right, let's check out the bracket.
So we got over on the National League side, we have the number one seed, the number one overall seed, Atlanta Braves. They're crazy. They have the most likely the NL MVP in Ronald Acuna.
Yeah.
And they have the home run leader in Matt Olson. And if you know the Braves, you know that they bring up random guys and they turn into all-stars. So we'll see that we'll probably see some rando have a crazy postseason. 2 seed Dodgers. They have Mookie Betts. The one thing Aiden does know in the whole MLB is Mookie Betts. The Brewers 3 seed, Phillies 4 seed, 5 seeds the Marlins, 6 seed is the Diamondbacks. So if you notice, there's 3 NL East teams. You know who's not there from the NL East?
The New York Mets.
They freaking blow. Number 1 seed on the American side is the Orioles. If you ask anyone who could predict that start of the year, they couldn't. But I mean, the Orioles. If I could best describe the Orioles, it's the Kings. If I'm going with the NBA comparison, a young team that's a really high seed that no one predicted. But at the end of the day, they're a younger. They're just a fun team to watch, and they have a top farm system.
Yeah.
2 seed Orioles or Astros, 3 seed Twins, 4 seed Rays, 5 seed Rangers, 6 seed Blue Jays. Now that 3 seed for the Twins is fake. It's because the division winners get the 3 seed.
Because they won their division. That doesn't exist. Yeah. The Red Sox were better.
The AL Central sucks. I don't think that's true, but the AL Central sucks. So we're gonna go ahead and give our wild card predictions real quick. Starting
Who do
with
you
the
think's
NL.
coming out of the NL?
Out of the NL, I'm gonna go the Dodgers. I think the
Really?
Dodgers can. Yeah,
I want to go with the Braves. I know they're the 1 seed or whatever, but I think they have.
yeah.
I mean, they're really good.
So if I had to predict, we're not gonna go game. I'm not gonna guess in what games they win. But I'm gonna go Phillies beat Marlins. I'm gonna go over the top. I'm gonna go. I have Diamondbacks beat Brewers. I like the Diamondbacks. I think they're a fun team. So we have an NL and AL West or NL West, NL East matchup over there. I think the Braves beat the Phillies. Then I think the Dodgers beat the Diamondbacks. And of course, I think the Dodgers beat the Braves.
Okay.
And then on the AL, actually no, you
Have
do your
AL.
NL first. You do your NL first.
All right, here's my super casual MLB playoff predictor.
Yep.
I like Jazz Chisholm a lot. Marlins. I think the Diamondbacks have really cool jerseys. Let's go with the Diamondbacks. Plus Christian Yelich isn't that guy anymore. Yeah, and then like I said earlier, the Braves are too good. We're gonna go Braves in the bottom, and then the Dodgers at the top, and then Braves make it out the NL. Who do you have coming out the AL?
I'm gonna go Blue Jays over Twins. Then I'm gonna go Rangers over Rays. Which I'm just now figuring out that the Astros finished over the Rangers. I thought the Rangers were them for the top seed in their division, but apparently not. Anyway, then I'm gonna go Rangers. I'm gonna go Rangers over Orioles. I think that the Orioles are an inexperienced team, and the Rangers have guys like Corey Seager and maybe Max Scherzer if he comes back, who are experienced and have that postseason experience. You know, Corey Seager, former World Series MVP for the Dodgers. And then over the other side, I'm gonna go another upset. I'm going Blue Jays over Astros.
So
And then I think that my AL team is gonna be the Toronto Blue Jays.
really,
Yeah, I think they're a sneaky team.
all right,
A 6 seed.
that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Once again, my super casual AL postseason predictions. We're gonna go with the Rangers over the Rays, and then Blue Jays over the Twins, and then I like the Orioles. I think this is a monumental season for the Baltimore Orioles, who haven't had a single bright spot since Manny Machado left them. Yeah, we're gonna go Orioles over Rangers, and then the Astros are really good. Like,
Yeah.
granted, they were half a game better than the Blue Jays this past season. As much as I want the Blue Jays to win, I feel like that's like my kind of other team. I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna go a 1 and a 2 again, really boring. And then we're gonna go Astros, make it at the AL, as much as I hate the Astros, but they're good. That's gonna wrap it up for episode number 3 of the Stix. Glad you guys spent your time with us. We'll catch you next week. See ya.
And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still wanna party. Pink felt like I'm ready to bend. I'm a 10, so I pull in a Ken. Like Jazzy, Stacy, Nikki. All of the Barbies is pretty. All of the Barbies is bad. It girl.